What's up, everyone? It's your boy Showtime Doctor. Potato Sourdough has been for over a week translating this video that I want to highlight. Basically, he took a post on Bilibili, which is what the Chinese have to use for this game as content creation, and translated the whole thing. And this thing, it ranks everything from PvP to daily clears, etc. So I'm gonna post a clip here, but please go and watch the full video. Support Potato Sourdough. Here we go.
Alright, let's dive into the first scoring dimension, daily map clearing. Daily map clearing evaluates a character's performance in routine content from general levels to more challenging dungeons like Tower of Adversity. In easy stages, we want characters who clear quickly, hit multiple targets, and have good mobility. In tougher content, we need characters whose effectiveness isn't tied to raw stats, but can control the battlefield with unique mechanism like tanking or summoning. Scoring breakdown. 10 to 8 points goes to characters that are less reliant on stats, capable of wide area damage and providing valuable mechanics. 7 to 4 points, more stat-dependent characters ranked by their mobility and output. 3 to 1 points, characters with limited movement or no displacement skills, struggling to reach the battlefield in time. So, let's take a look at the results. At 10 points, we have Momo. She is the ultimate map clearing machine with durability, wide area damage, and versatile mechanics like Poison Burst and Push-Pull skills. At second place, we have Rawia Alter, a high-speed seeker from 3.0 patch. She excels with reactivation mechanics, stacking vigor to increase damage, and can deal substantial area damage. She's versatile and crucial in the current meta, especially for high-speed strategic plays. Next, we have Sophia. She doesn't care who you are. If you're marked, you're as good as dead. If not, you might just get lucky. Her one-turn dodge lets her tank any burst in any dungeon, and when it's time to counter, she unleashes a ruthless and unflinching assault. That's why she's known as the Queen of Marks. I'll be creating detailed guides for these characters as soon as their banners become available on our server. Alright, let's take a look at the runner-ups. Sitting at 8 points, we've got 9 strong contenders. First up, August the Killing Machine. Agatha, the big bad werewolf with buffs, debuffs, and serious DPS. Of course we can't forget our best girl, Gloria. And Alexei, the undying tank who can hold his ground for 2 rounds in toughest dungeons. We've also got Beryl, easily dishing out great damage, Coco, our best support tank and saint, Pamina, the counterattack queen, Tair, the best support ever, and finally our current top tier support, Inanna. Moving on to the 7 and 6 point range, we have solid performers like Call and Lilywell. These two can consistently take down enemies, but they might be a bit stat dependent or limited to single target or AoE attacks. Then in the 5 and 4 point range, we find useful but replaceable characters. They might rely on terrain or need some warm-up time. They're decent, but they don't quite offer the versatility you'd find in higher tiers. And lastly, at 3 points and below, we have characters with significant limitations, whether it's short movement ranges or heavily reliance on stats. They're still usable, but not the most efficient for clearing maps. Let's move on to PvP score. In PvP scenarios, terrain kills are king. That's why characters who can push enemies or avoid being pushed are so important. Wide area instant kills also play a crucial role. Displacement mechanisms are game changers too, like moving enemies to the edge of a cliff or dropping short-legged DPS characters into the enemy camp. And let's not forget about control mechanisms. Stuns and sleep effects can turn the tide in your favor. So, how does the scoring breakdown work? Characters scoring 10 points have multiple key mechanisms that make them top-tier threats. Those in the 9 to 7 point range can still bring valuable tools to the table, whether it's performing wide area kills or breaking alert. Characters scoring 6 to 5 points have their uses but are more easily replaceable. Finally, characters scoring 4 points or lower are rarely seen in serious PvP matches. Let's take a look at the results. Taking the top spot, Tyre defines PvP. Li Lao joked about how there's only 2 types of PvP. PvP with Tyre or PvP without Tyre. His AoE speed buff can be deadly against teams that don't have him. He's also the game's best support unit. Akambe scores the same as Tyre, but for a different reason. He's got the game's strongest push skill and enemy displacement skills. His summons also assist in damage and provide protection, making him a character with multiple key mechanisms. Taking the 3rd place, we have the game's strongest taunt tank, Pamina. She thrives whenever she's surrounded by enemies. Her defense increases up to 30% when surrounded. She counters with AoE attack that recovers her HP. Her signature weapon allows her to use her ultimate back-to-back. In the 9-point tier, we have 4 standout characters. Momo, who offers mobility and defensive support for allies. August, the nuclear weapon on the battlefield. Karis for a massive magic AoE damage. And Rawia Alter for deadly wide-range AoE nuke.